Hello and welcome back to Christopher Jewell Design. I am CJ and today we're looking at some horizontal scrolling troubleshooting and tips and tricks type stuff. So where do we begin? I suppose if you haven't started with this Webflow University horizontal scrolling tutorial, definitely watch it. And if you follow it precisely and exactly, you shouldn't have any problems. But it depends on how your page is set up, and it could depend on some other stuff. If you follow this exactly and it works for you, then that's great. You probably aren't the person watching this video. So if you did have trouble after you went through this tutorial, it's only 10 minutes worth it to go through, and he builds it all out for you. It's going to look something very similar to this. So we've got our scroll track, camera frame, and then our items inside. Once it's built and it's all set up, like you've probably gone through this tutorial, you may have some issues with a couple different things. You may have an issue that when you're scrolling, or actually let me intentionally break it really quick, that when you're scrolling on this track in preview, okay, I apologize, there's a little loading issue, but as we were just saying, when you scroll, having that issue where this isn't, it's all set up properly and you can't understand because you did it all right. It's possible, but we have to check, is you may have a parent element that has an overflow set to hidden, and that will break the entire thing. Reasons aside, like we can get into the logic of it, but just check that first. So if you have any parent, like for me, we have a wrapper page and we've got some different HTML going on, or if your body for some reason has an overflow set to hidden, same problem. So just make sure that you don't have any parents with a hidden setting, because that would be the first thing to check if that's your issue. Otherwise, next issue that comes up is when you're editing. You know, you could obviously go in and that one's different than the others because it has a different name on it. But when you're hiding them, right, you have to go hide and then they're all hidden. And how do you edit them? And what if I want to edit this one? Do you rearrange them? No. So here's what we do is we set up a class on any of these, which I've already done. We'll call it hide2. You can just call it hide and then throw hide on it. And that's it. So then when you come through to edit, say I want to edit this fourth one. So number 2 needs to be hidden. Type that hide in there. Oop. And then set it, and then over here we'll set another hide, and then we can edit the third one, and if we want to go to the fourth one, then we can just set another hide on this one, and then we can edit this, and then see when you go back here, it's as quick as delete. Oop, don't get slow on me. Oops. Come on, baby. Don't do that to me. Thank you. Next, and then it's delete, return, up, return. Anyway, you can just take off these classes. So that would be the second thing, to make the editing of it easy, which is something that's not addressed in the video. And then lastly, I think that's it. I believe that they mentioned the offset and all that in settings for the track, for your horizontal scroll animation. If you do have issues in here, I'm not really sure what they'd be because it's pretty straightforward. What I would check if you're having any of, it's ending or starting too early, so your offsets aren't proper, make sure that your animation boundaries are when it's fully visible and then when it's fully visible. And then at the end, I personally have a 10% offset so that when we get to the end of the scroll, it takes a second. It could actually have probably 12 or 15 now that I'm looking at it, but that's the offset at the end. I would check on that. Let's go like 15 just for fun. And then I've got a 2.5% or 15 at the beginning. So yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, if any of those are helpful, that would be great for you. And I'm pulling for you. I'm cheering for you. If they're not helpful, I apologize, but leave a comment, send me a message, or however the internet works, you'll find a way. And I can help you out for sure. Horizontal scrolling expert at this point. So let me know what's going on. And if this was helpful to you, subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks.